Hey, Shalom. All right. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect out here pushing this truth and sincerity. The water for what you do, we love you. We appreciate you through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, and Shalom to y'all. All right, this is your brother Dawah Dodd from the Great Millstone Camp in Atlanta. Lord willing to give you an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Who the world ignorantly calls God, his name is Yahweh, meaning he is or he exists or he to be. Who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, his name is Yahweh Shai, meaning he is the Savior or he is the deliverer. All right, he saves, he delivers. All right, if you're watching this now, you're a so-called black, Native American, or Latino man or woman, then you are a Hebrew Israelite according to the Holy Bible. All right, you will not find black, Native American, or Latino in the Bible. So you need to know who you are according to the Bible, because a certain people in the Bible was promised the covenant, the glory, the kingdom, and salvation. Now, just because you don't look like a so-called black, Native American, or Latino, but you feel like this is the truth and it resonates with your spirit, there could be a possibility that you're a Hebrew Israelite. It does not matter what you look like. It does not matter what color your skin is. All right. It only matters that your bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob had his name later changed to Israel. Israel in the Hebrew, it's Yasharallah, Salakia. It's Yasharallah, meaning he is a prince of the power. All right. All right, so we're going through 1st and 2nd Samuels. So, hey, look, man, we're done with the first book, right? Now we're in 2nd Samuels now. All right, and we're getting through 2nd Samuels as well. We're learning about our forefathers. All right, we're learning about the characteristics of our forefathers that we can take with us in today's time and apply it to ourselves. We're learning about the conquest of David. All right, we're learning what not to do, what to do. You know, King David was a man who inquired of the Lord first before doing anything. All right, so yeah, man, let's jump into it. This is 2nd Samuel chapter 8, verse 1. Subtitle reads David's triumphs. It says, and after this it came to pass that David smote the Philistines and subdued them. And David took Methgammah out of the hand of the Philistines, and he smote Moab, and measured them with a line, casting them down to the ground, even with 2 lines measured he to put to death, and with 1 line to keep alive. And so the Moabites became David's servants and brought gifts. David smote also Hadadezer, Salakia. It says the son of Rehob, king of Zobah, as he went to recover his border at the river Euphrates. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 700 horsemen and 20,000 footmen. And David hewed all chariot horses, but reversed of them for 100 horses. For 100 chariots. It says reserved of them for 100 chariots. This is substance, by the way. Not sure if if you're watching this, you think that, like, yeah, you do need money. You need FRNs in today's times, but this is true substance. These are things that have true value. You can trade, right? You can you can buy houses with horses, man. You know what I'm saying? So this is true. So for him to have gotten this many horsemen, and chariots and things of that such, he just added into his army, into his substance. He's rich, right? He's rich. Just off of that alone, he's rich, but he's already rich. And now he's getting more. All right. The things that you see in today's time, cars and things like that, those are not real assets. A car isn't an asset, right? I think there's rare cars that are assets that appreciate in value, but maybe like a G-Wagon or something like that. But for the most part, cars are a hindrance. They're burdens, right? It says, and when the Syrians Damascus came to succor Hadadezer, king of Zobah, David slew of the Syrians 22,000 men. Then David put garrisons in Syria of Damascus, and the Syrians became servants to David and brought gifts, and the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. Now, that's even more substance. Servants, that's free labor. Servants that's an extreme wealth builder. You know, so it says the Syrians became servants to David. It don't say how many. But yeah, man, you could probably say it was probably hundreds of thousands, man. You know, maybe it wasn't, but you know, still, lots of you got Syrians, you got servants, man, slaves. You know, so now you got men to build your, your temples. Well, you got men to build your, not temples. Well, your build up your community, build up your village, build up your castle, build up your kingdom. You see, easy work. That's substance. That's riches. You know. It says, and the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. It says, and David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer and brought them to Jerusalem. Remember, Jerusalem. It's a people before it's a place first, right? Yerushalayim in the Hebrew, meaning city of peace. It says, and from Betah and from Berothai, cities of Hadadezer, King David took exceeding much brass. Shows my my reading comprehension. Exceeding much brass. So you see these now he got certain fine materials, resources, right? Natural resources and things of that such. Brass. Come on, man. You know what that is. You got a lot of brass. You got a lot of riches. Why? Because with brass you can create many things with brass. You can create armor and weapons. You can trade it, right? Sell it. You can create certain types of jewelry. Probably wouldn't use too much jewelry with brass, but you can still use it as it's a good material to have. Brass is a great material to have. It might be not as strong as such like a gold or anything like that for sure, but it's still a good resource to have, right? What else? What else can you do with brass? You can make many. It's like I got brain fog, man. I really need to clear my mind. You can make dishes, pots, pans and bracelets and things like that. You can make a lot of things out of brass. It says when Toi, king of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the host of Hadadezer, then Toi sent Joram his son unto King David to slew him and to bless. So hey, man. So now look at this, to bless him. It says because he had fought against Hadadezer and smitten him, for Hadadezer had wars with Toi. And Joram brought with him vessels of silver and vessels of gold and vessels of brass. You see, all those fine materials, all those fine resources, right? So now you see, he has more riches come in. So the Lord is blessing David and the nation of Israel at this moment. You see, it says which also David king. Oh, well, going off. It says which also King David did dedicate unto the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai with the silver and gold that he had dedicated of all nations with which he subdued, of Syria and of Moab and of the children of Ammon and of the Philistines and of Amalek and of the spoil of Hadadezer, son of Rahab, king of Zobah, or king of Zobah. And David got him a name when he returned from smiting of the Syrians in the valley of Salt, being 18,000 men, which is a large number, man. You can see 18,000 men, and your heart's gonna flee from you, man. You see, but King David and his men, and they don't say King David did it by himself, but at that time he was slaying tens of thousands, man. Remember they say King Saul has thousands, but King David has tens of thousands, man. It says, and he put garrisons in Edom. Throughout all Edom put he garrisons, and all they of Edom became David's servants, And the Lord preserved David whithersoever he went. And all they of Edom became David's servants. Bro, so you see, I'm saying bro, but you see, David has more servants upon him now. So you see, like, with all these servants, all these materials, all these free materials, remember, you're getting it from wars or battles, right? You're able to make abundant your nation, to make abundant your kingdom, to solidify your kingdom, to establish your kingdom, to put forth your kingdom. You see? All these servants and all these materials, these horsemen and all that, what this does is it preserves your kingdom to last longer and longer, because you have abundance. You can't be overthrown, unless somebody with a larger kingdom comes along. But, the Lord got to be with them for that to happen. It says, and David reigned over all Israel, and David executed judgment and justice unto all his people. And Joab, the son of Zeruiah, was over the host, and Jehoshaphat, the son of Ahilud, was recorder. And Zadok, the son of Ahitub, and Ahimelech, the son of Abiathar, were the priests. And Seraiah was the scribe. Or it could be Seraiah was the scribe. It says, and Benaiah, the son of Jehoiada, was over both the Cherethites and the Pelethites, and David's sons were chief rulers. Let me see what that word, recorder. Is that like literal recorder, right? Zachar. To remember, to recall, to call to mind, exactly. So that's like, actual recorder, to be brought to remembrance. Be remembered, be thought of, be brought to mind. Zachar. Yeah, because Zachariah, right? That means to remember. Zachariah. Yep, it means to remember. So Zachar. So that makes sense. Yep, to remember. Yeah, okay, yeah, it's like it. So Zachariah. So Zachariah. But here it is just Zachar. To record, to mention, to make memorial, make remember. Yeah, hey, beautiful, man. You got a brother in the camp named Zachariah, which means to remember. But that's it. I'm a little one. I actually just do another one later on. Hey, Yahweh Shmi Shabbat Lord, you was edified. Let's continue to look at this, learn from what we got from this, to being rulers, man. All right.